Good morning, friends. मैं CA परीक्षित बता दें. I welcome all of you to this bank audit series. In this video, I am coming up with an issue for interest subvention to MSME loan. In this video, I have covered the interest subvention scheme for MSME loan. What do you mean by MSME and the critical issues for MSME? Friends, let's move on to the topic. First of all, interest subvention scheme by government. The government has announced the interest subvention scheme on 2nd November 2018. But RBI had come up with a circular on 21st February 2019, giving the relief to MSME loans for interest subvention of 2%. In this year also, the RBI had come up with relaxation for terms and condition for operation of this MSME interest subvention. The basic circular was of interest subvention on 21st February 2019. On 5th February 2020, some relaxations are given for terms and conditions in original circular. Friends, CDB is a nodal agency. All the interest subvention for MSME are routed through CDB. Friends, before going for interest subvention, first we should understand what is MSME. There are a lot of confusion whether MSME as per RBI and MSME as per MSME Act are different or both are same. Friends, let me clear you all here that the definition of MSME. MSMED Act 2006. Friends, RBI had made very clear that MSMEC is as per MSMED Act 2006. In the RBI circular dated 24 July 2017, which covers as a master direction for lending to MSME, as well as FAQ issued by RBI on MSME dated 28 March 2018. It has been clearly mentioned that MSME will mean that MSMED Act 2006 and amendment to it. So there is no difference. MSME will be same as per MSMED Act 2006. Let's see what MSMED Act 2006 mention MSME as. Friends, MSME means manufacturing and service sector. So in the first line itself, they have mentioned that MSME covers only manufacturing and service segment. On the basis of plant and machinery investment, and in case of service segment, on the investment on the basis of equipments, they have classified MSME. MSME means micro, small, medium enterprises. So I have given the chart for this. This chart is as per MSMED Act 2006. If investment in plant and machinery is below 25 lakh, we may say that it is a micro enterprise. If it is between 25 lakh to 5 crore, it may be small. If it is 5 crore to 10 crore, it is medium. This is for manufacturing segment. Now service segment. If investment in equipments, not plant and machinery, equipments, if it is below 10 lakh, it is treated as micro. 10 lakh to 2 crore, it is small. And 2 crore above up to 5 crore, it will be medium. So this classification is on the basis of investment in plant and machinery and equipments. Friends, FAQ is also clearly mentioned that how to count this investment amount. There are three methods. One, verify the physical invoices of plant and machinery, take the cost. Second one, from the audited balance sheet, you can take the gross block of plant and machinery and equipments. And third one, we may refer to CA certificate mentioning the investment in the gross block of plant and machinery and equipments. So three methods. By any methods, we can define the MSME. Friends, in 2018 MSME amendment bill, these limits are shifting. At present, the limits are on the basis of plant and machinery and equipment investment. The government is planning to change this criteria to the turnover basis. So if Amendment Bill 2018 is passed, then MSME will be classified as per the turnover. If this classification is approved, then micro will be below 5 crore, small will be 5 crore to 75 crore, and medium will be 75 crore to 250 crore. So this will be on the basis of annual turnover basis. Friends, if this classification gets approved, then it may be chances that the traders are also be included in the classification of MSME, because the classification is on the basis of turnover, not on the basis of investment. Till that, we have to refer the old investment in plant and machinery and equipment. Now friends, we will move on to the RBI circular on interest subvention dated 21st February 2019 first. Government has announced the interest subvention on 2nd November 2018. The scheme mentioned 2% interest subvention to GST registered MSME. So it is clearly mentioned that it is GST registered MSME. 2% interest subvention will be allowed on fresh loan or incremental loan from 2nd November 2018 and next financial year. So the scheme is covering from 2nd November 2018 to 31st March 20. So implementation year will be 18-19 and 19-20. So 2% interest subvention will be available for all fresh or incremental loans from 2nd November 2018 to 31st March 2020. Now the case, all term loans, working capital loans will be eligible, subject to only that they should be fresh or incremental loans. To ensure that the maximum MSME are covered with this interest benefit, the interest benefit is restricted to 1 crore rupees during the scheme period. Scheme period is from 2nd November 2018 to 31st March 20. So including both the facility. So whatever you may avail, term loan you may avail the cash credits. All the loans from 2nd November 2018 to 31st March 20 will be subject to restriction limit of 1 crore rupees. Friends, let's move on further. There are certain restrictions for availing this interest benefit. If MSME is availing interest subvention under any other scheme of central or state government, then this benefit will not be eligible. So this scheme will not be applicable to these units. Also, MSME exporter, if they are enjoying pre-shipment, post-shipment interest subvention, then they are also not eligible under the scheme. The important condition, all MSME should have UAN, Udyog Aadhaar number, and valid GST number. Friends, this is for the 21st February 2019 circular. As earlier said to you, on 5th February 2020, some relaxations are given. That first relaxation is UAN. So UAN was already, earlier it was compulsory. Now the condition has been relaxed, dispensed off. So even though you are not registered for Udyog Aadhaar number, even though you are eligible for MSME interest subvention, valid GST number. Friends, if the business is liable for GST registration, you should be GST registered. If there is an exemption for your unit from the GST Act, then this condition is also dispensed off for the circular of 5th February 2020. So if you are not having GST number, then the PAN number or the MSME classification, the bank itself will be eligible for MSME interest subvention. So this was earlier circular. Now the both conditions are dispensed off. One more condition, NPA accounts are not eligible for interest subvention. So in the NPA account, there are two classifications. First one was if on the date of filing claim account is NPA. जिस दिन अपन claim submit कर रहे हैं अगर account उस दिन NPA है तो it will not be eligible. For suppose on the date of filing claim the account is standard, but the meanwhile during the year the account was sometime for NPA. Now it is regularized on the date of claim, it is standard. So in that case, the interest for NPA period will not be considered for subvention. So the circular is very clear. If on the date of filing the claim account is NPA, it is not eligible. If it is it should be standard on the date of filing claim. But if even though it is standard, if during the year the account was NPA, the interest for the period of NPA will not be eligible for subvention. Friends, now we will see the methodology, how the interest benefits are given. The interest relief will be 2% on the outstanding balance. Interest relief will be 2% on the outstanding balance from time to time from the date of disbursement. From the date of disbursement or the date of notification, whichever is latter, on incremental and fresh amount of working capital sanction. Friends, one thing you should note that it is only applicable for the fresh or incremental loan. If it is a working capital, it should be sanctioned, and if it is term loan, it should be disbursed. So there is a difference. Working capital, it is sanctioned term use, and in term loan disbursed. Meaning that if any term loan is sanctioned before 2nd November 2018, in that case, if disbursement is after 2nd November 2018, it is eligible for interest subvention. Half yearly claim need to be submitted. Certification. In this case, generally in other certificates for interest subvention, we have to certify only the interest subvention amount. But in this case, we need to certify the both figure. First one is fresh and incremental amount on or after 2nd November 2018. तो 2/11/2018 के बाद जो भी लोन आपने सैंक्शन किया उसका अमाउंट भी देना है आपको, कितना अमाउंट है, और उसका इंटरेस्ट रिलीफ भी देना है. All this is for 21st February 2019 circular. This is the only base circular from which we have to find out interest subvention as well as fresh or incremental. There are certain issues for this MSME classification, fresh and incremental loan and interest relief. These are covered at the latter with the examples also. Now we will see the second scheme, 5th February 2020. Friends, first of all, this is not a scheme at all. It is just a modification and some relaxations are given. First relaxation is if the borrower is having GST, अगर उसके पास GST number है तो उद्योग आधार की जरूरत नहीं. So GST number है, that must sufficient only. If GST is not applicable for the business, so it is exempt product is dealing, then PAN number will be suffice, or bank classification for MSME will only the condition. अगर बैंक ने एक बार उस अकाउंट को MSME क्लासिफाई कर दिया है तो we will treat that as MSME. Now one more interesting thing with this circular, allowed trading activities without Udyog Aadhar number. Friends, with this circular, the RBI's intentions are very clear that they also want that the trading segment should be covered under this interest subvention, because MSME covers only manufacturing and service segment. Traders are not included under MSME. But the RBI has clearly mentioned in the circular that the trading activities without UN will also be allowed for interest subvention. So if the banks have taken the benefit of this clause and given some loans to traders for trading activities also, then it can also be covered under this interest subvention. Earlier interest subsidy claim was in the two part, that is MSME manufacturing segment, MSME service segment. Now one more classification is added, trading activity. Friends, till that the clarification for trading activity is not available by the RBI or by MSME, but we have to see here the MSME policy of the bank. If the loans are sanctioned by the branch as per the MSME policy of the bank, and if certain trading activities are allowed by the MSME policy of the bank can take the benefit under this circular for the trading activities also. But the trading activity will be a critical issue. The MSME Act, if amended by 2018 Act, then there may be some clarification will be issued for this trading activities. Friends, now just see the language of certification. If you see the language of certification, it is horrible. Let's say it. We hereby certify that we have verified the individual accounts with regard to amount, incremental / fresh lending, interest charge and the amount claimed. This certification is having this language. So it is very clear from the certification that we have to go individual account wise, whether the new loans are sanctions, whether incremental finance is given, then compute that amount, compute the interest charge for the particular account, and find out the interest subvention eligible account among that, because we have to exclude the NPA periods. So friends, the language is very specific for the certification. There is no other options to other than to go for individual accounts. So friends, be careful while certifying these certificates. In the next, we are coming with some critical issues for this interest subvention. Now friends, the interest subvention is eligible only up to 1 crore rupees. So term loan and CC both including 1 crore from a bank. But now if the borrower has availed the multiple loans from different banks or different NBFC, then how we can come up with this issue? Because the bank is only having the data of that particular bank only. We can how to calculate this interest subvention across all banks. So whenever we want to give this interest subvention, my opinion will be a declaration from the borrower is to be taken on the record that he has not availed the multiple finance from other banks and NBFC, and a due diligence has to be carried out the bank, seeing that there are no other loans are outstanding for the same borrower, meaning that the interest subvention can be allowed only up to rupees 1 crore across the borrower. It is not bank wise. Now, if the account is NPA during the year, we have to see individual account which are given by the bank as an interest subvention. We have to see each and every account whether during the year the accounts are performing, or if they are NPA during the period. In that case, we have to exclude the interest for that particular period. Third one, the borrower has not taken the benefit under any other interest subvention scheme. Again, it will be a challenging issue for all of us. How we will come to know that whether he has taken the benefit of central government or state government. So again, a basic issue, we have to take the declaration from the borrower that he has not availed any interest subvention from central government, either state government, or in the export case also, he has not availed the interest subvention for pre-shipment or post-shipment case also. Computing the fresh and incremental loans. Friends, this will be a critical issue. In case of term loan, we can either know that which term loans are sanctioned, but in case of CC, it will be a somewhat hodgepodge. Friends, now the 1 crore limit is for the complete scheme period, and the scheme period is from the 2nd November 2018 to 31st March 20. And we are doing the audit for the second year now, that is 1920. So whenever we are giving the benefit of this circular for interest subvention, we have to see that whether any incremental or fresh loans are sanctioned to that particular party or borrower in the last year after 2nd November 2018. For example, during the year, suppose 60 lakh rupees has been sanctioned to the borrower from the 1st April 2019 to 31st March 20. And for the same borrower, if the last year on after 2nd November 18 to 31st March 19, 60 lakh has been sanctioned. So in the current year, even though 60 lakh is below 1 crore, he is not eligible to get the benefit of 60 lakh. Earlier, he has allowed 1 crore rupees, 60 lakhs already enjoyed the benefit of the amount. So remaining 40 lakh will be taken for this current year. So it is very clear that it will be on fresh and incremental loans only. There may be another issue that if the loan is sanctioned 5 crore to the borrower, whether 1 crore will be eligible. Yeah, definitely. If the loan is sanctioned above 1 crore also, you can claim the benefit up to 1 crore. Friends, in case of CC, I welcome all of you to this Bank Audit series. Friends, in case of CC, it will be somewhat difficult to take the analysis of fresh and incremental loan. I will take an example over here. If the old sanction limit of the borrower is 50 lakh rupees, that is before 2nd November 2018. Now further 50 lakh rupees amount is sanctioned to him. So that 50 lakh is called as fresh or incremental amount. So total limit to the borrower is now 1 crore. Now suppose on 31st December, the outstanding balance is rupees 80 lakh rupees. Now how will you classify the interest? Whether you will take the interest subvention for 50 lakh rupees, the whole amount, incremental loan amount, or only the additional amount? Friends, in this case, my opinion will be, if whatever excess amount over the old limit, that amount will be eligible for interest subvention. So in my example, 50 lakh was the old limit, new limit was 50 lakh, total limit was 1 crore, outstanding balance is 80 lakh. So in that case, we will be eligible only for 30 lakh amount as an interest subvention. So in this case, it will be very difficult because we have to see the outstanding balances on day basis. If it is above the limit of the old limits, then it will be eligible for interest subvention. Friends, practically speaking, this will be a very critical issue while you deriving the interest subvention. Again, we have to go through the MSME policy of the bank. What is the MSME as per the bank? What are the loans included by the bank in the MSME? And if the loans given by the branch are not as per the policy of the bank, then this will not be eligible for interest subvention. Friends, whenever you are going to certify this certificate, first take the list of the accounts from the branch which are eligible for interest subvention. Take the fresh or incremental loan as per the branch, interest calculation by the branch. Then ask them whether these are taken account-wise information or there is any CBS report. If CBS report is available, then we can verify the system of branch, how they are classifying or how they are taking the information, whether it is as per RBI circular, then we can comment accordingly. But if it is taken account-wise, then we have to verify each and every account for the above norms. Friends, interest subvention, even though it is 2% on fresh on incremental loan, the calculation will be a difficult part on all our part. So friends, we have to be very careful for the interest subvention. If you have any questions or feedbacks, you are most welcome. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for more informative videos. Friends, I have tried my best to cover the MSME interest subvention scheme over here. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.